Excellent.
Okay, good morning. Jessica Plamondon with LePage Atlantic and the Pike Group, of course. And there was a big announcement from the Bank of Canada yesterday. I think it was long overdue, and maybe I feel like the 0.5 announcement was actually, what people were looking to hear in the past months with the previous announcements. So who better to open up the conversation than Jack Cameron with Premier Mortgage. So good morning, Jack.
Thanks for having me.
Oh, well, thanks for joining me, and thanks for helping kind of clear the air. I know you've been working in the mortgage industry for 20-ish years now.
Yeah, 20 years now. I'm into my 21st, so long career, and seen lots of different conversations around the rates. So it's timely to have a discussion about this for sure. This is a hot topic, no question.
Hopefully it's a hot topic. Hopefully it brings some of the buyers out, because we're starting to see inventory sitting a little bit longer, and sellers are wondering what's going on, because the numbers say we're still in a seller's market, but the buyers are kind of taking their time.
Yeah, well, let me just start with that, because that's a great conversation. Because here's the thing: now that we have that rate reduction that took place yesterday, I think it's going to build on consumer confidence. And people were just waiting for the Bank of Canada dates to happen to see what was going to happen with the rates. Now that they're here, now maybe that will instill more confidence, and maybe people will go out and hopefully write some offers now, because the rates are low on both sides, that of the variable rate and the fixed rate now. So.
Yeah, agreed. And when I'm working with buyers, I always like to remind them, like, the rates are almost a distraction. They're a little bit of noise, because depending on your debt service ratio, you're going to get different rates and different variables, which, I'm not always privy to that information. But I think it's always important just to stay focused on the goal. If home ownership is one of your goals, there's no better time than when you're pre-approved.
Yeah, I mean, on the heels of yesterday's announcement, obviously it's a 0.5 point reduction on the variable rate. Well needed in the marketplace, and well overdue, as you said. And they just the last couple of meetings, there was a 0.25 point. This is a big jump, and we talked yesterday briefly about that. What does that mean? It's about a $30 payment decrease, I guess, if you're carrying a mortgage. For every $100,000, it's about a $30 payment difference. So that can add up depending on your mortgage size. So it's really that simple. It's around $30 per $100,000 in the payment difference. That basically is the impact, the financial impact to the consumer. So.
Yeah, I was speaking with a client yesterday whose mortgage is in around the $400,000 mark, and he said he's already saving $172 a month just overnight.
Well, and you and I both know, and talking to clients, that the savings of $100 or $172, it can go a long way to other things in the household or personal responsibilities.
Sorry, excuse me.
I love it. It works.
Tis the season, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So let's go back. Okay, so the rate announcement 0.5, that's huge, because like you said, we've been seeing 0.25 for the last year. Right. And so this time last year, where were we at with variable rates?
Yeah, we were well over the 7% range. I think 7.45, and then there's the discounts that come off of that. But the carrying cost over that period of time was much higher. I mean, as we talked about many times, there is the rates went up over 9 times over the course of a 1 year period, and that never happens. That was the first time in 20 years that we've ever seen that massive amount of increase. And now we're seeing the slight decreases over the last year here now. And you know what? We're not done. The decreases are actually even expected to be further, probably at least to 1% or even more off of that prime lending rate, to bring that down to a reasonable number. We'll probably see it in the 4s, and that's where we need to be. And it's not going to be rapid fire decreases. Maybe there's obviously going to be another few announcements over the next 6 months, and we'll see what happens, right? But this will be a slow decrease, and this is going to be great, right? This is what we want.
Mhm, mhm. And now, just to be clear, when you say the prime lending rate, so we're not people who are applying for a variable mortgage rate right now, they're not going to be paying 3.75.
No, that's the overnight rate that the Bank of Canada use, and it has nothing to do with a fixed rate. That was the phone calls of the day yesterday were built around, hey, is my new rate 3.75? No, that's basically the Bank of Canada rate. Really doesn't have anything to do with the fixed rates. The bond rates kind of play into that type of announcements where fixed rates are going to move up and down. So the important thing here is that if you have sort of like there's many terms that are used here: variable rate, the prime lending rate. Not to confuse the matter, but basically, if it's a floating rate up and down, which is linked to the prime lending rate, and that's what we're working with, that's what the discount is coming off of. So, as of yesterday, now the prime lending rate is 5.95, less whatever your discount is, and each lender has a certain discount applied to that as well.
Okay. Okay. So the fixed rates have stayed, but it's the variable rate that's changed.
Correct. Yeah. So that's where you'll see the payment difference on the mortgages, even qualifying for more mortgages. But people will start seeing payment savings next month on their mortgages right away, because once the bank makes the announcement, there is I think there's a 30-day window where the consumers see the impact on that on their mortgage payments. So it is going to be a good savings to the client, and certainly well needed in the market. And hopefully this spikes more buyers for sure, right?
Mm-hmm.
So,
well, and we all just need a little bit of breathing room. We're going into the holidays, which is a big retail sector for most of us. We're already putting together our Christmas wish lists, and I think we all just needed a little bit of breathing room. So I think it's about time that they lowered the rate.
Yeah, and this doesn't actually apply just to the mortgages. It actually applies to if clients are holding, unsecured lines of credits, or if they have a variable rate loan, or their student loans are in variable rate. So it's more than just the mortgages. Anything that's linked to the prime lending rate, well, effective today, there's going to be some savings. So keep that in mind. It's not just built around the mortgages. Any loans that would be related to the prime lending rate and/or student loans are linked to that way as well. So the savings is going to be across the board on sort of all those three channels.
Amazing. So if people who are refinancing their mortgages in the next couple of months, and people who are thinking about purchasing, if they wanted to get in contact with you, just for a couple of questions, what's the best way to get in contact with you, Jack?
Yeah, the best way is obviously direct line 902-223-5225, or just my email as well, jack@thewayhome.ca.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for taking a few minutes this morning to clarify some of the I don't want to say noise, but just taking a few minutes to clarify everything that happened with the Bank of Canada yesterday. So thank you so much, Jack.
Thank you so much.
All right. Have a great weekend. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.